Welcome to the Grumpy Man. C. Grooms and Bobby May in the build. What it do?
What it do, everybody? Let's go. Who we got on here
All right.
tonight?
We got a special guest, the owner, CEO of Z Life Wellness, Tia Naylor. Say what's up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on tonight. I appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt. So before we get started, just give everybody a quick rundown of what Z Life Wellness is, how long you've been doing it, and just give a quick background on yourself, just to let the people know what you do.
Okay, so basically, I do a few different things. I've kind of combined pretty much the things that I love into one thing, and I gave it a name, which is Z Life Wellness and Detox. And Z Life started out with, my first name is Zakia, so I took the initial of my first name, but it also stands for me. I say we don't really have a lot of time to mess with when it comes to taking care of ourselves and our health, and I learned that the hard way. So the Z also stands for zero hesitation, zero excuses. It's just like you just have to take life serious, and learn how to take care of yourself, and don't wait for illness to bark upon you. You be proactive and start to take care of yourself while you're healthy. And so that's kind of where the Z came from. Kind of changed the name a lot because I started out teaching Pilates and yoga. And so my first business was actually Pilates and yoga. And then as I became a little bit more, I guess you could say, I became sicker. I started to incorporate other things, and so that's where Z Life Wellness came from, Z Life Wellness and Detox. I added the detox because what I realized is that while I was trying to always constantly heal myself, mostly through exercise and diet, it wasn't enough. I actually was becoming sicker and sicker, and so now my mission is really to teach people, not only teach people, but to also show them that detoxification is really important when it comes to trying to live a healthy lifestyle, because we've been fed that, if you eat right and if you exercise, you're going to be healthy, and that's not really the case, at least not for everyone. We're all different, and so for most of us, we need to do a little bit more. But also just realizing that we're living in this world that's just so bombarded with just chemicals and toxins, that detoxification needs to be a part of our lifestyle now. And so I preach detoxification all the time. Some people think, like it's just a fad, and fads come and go, but this is actually something that we've been doing since the beginning of time. We may not have called it detox. We may have called it fasting, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's giving your body a rest so that it can do what it needs to do to keep you healthy and strong.
Okay.
Okay. That was heavy. That was a lot right there. Very important information. Let me ask you this. So what's the process of, somebody just comes in, because, human beings, we all procrastinate on some level. Say, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to clean out my body. But we don't have a plan as to how we want to do that. We just know we want to, lose 20 pounds, and then we gain it back. Or so if somebody want to come and see you about health, what does that look like? The consultation, like what is it how do you start them off?
So the first thing I do, which I offer to everyone, is a free 15-minute, and sometimes it goes a little bit longer, but I would say between 15 and 30 minutes. It's a free consultation where we just kind of talk about what your goals are and, you know, what you're looking to do personally. And then from there, we kind of figure out if it's a good fit for us to work together. Because I think that I'm not so harsh. I mean, other people may look at me differently, like, you know, I'm just like, you know, you got to cut sugar out and that's it. But, you know, I'm more realistic. So what I like to do is find alternatives for things that you love to keep in your life. So I'm not that hard to work with, but we try to figure out in that first conversation if this is something that you're serious about, you know, and, you know, how much commitment you're going to give to it, because I'm going to coach you through the way, but, you know, it's 50-50. You know, if you don't do your part, then you're not going to see the results. And so we spend that time, you know, just talking about, you know, what your goals are, what you're trying to do. And then, you know, I pretty much, you know, tell you what I can do, what I can offer. And then if the person agrees to work with me, then I have a few different programs that they can go through. So one of them, of course, is the detoxification program. But the interesting thing is that really no matter which one you choose, I'm still going to have you do a detoxification at some level. It may not be in the very beginning. Some people, a detoxification may be too much in the very beginning, so we may just work on lifestyle and diet. But basically, I combine lifestyle, diet, and supplementation, of course, and then outside of that, like, you know, what your spiritual life looks like, because that plays a big role in health. And so and I don't spend too much time, like, you know, digging into people's business or anything like that, but I really like to see, like, you know, how people deal with stress, because what I tell people all the time is that, you know, we always, growing up, we looked at stress as just being something that's mental, but stress is also physical. And not only that, but stress is not only external, it's also internal. So anything that the body sees as a threat is stress. So that could be a virus, that could be bacteria, that could be, things that you're taking in on a daily basis, like toxins and things like that. All of that is stress in the body, and that's what is causing the body to be out of balance. And then what I do is work with you on trying to regain that balance, that your body take you back to that homeostasis where you were when you was a child. Like, that's the goal. And so like I said, you pick a program, you know, that you're interested in. It could be weight loss. I have a weight loss. I call it weight loss resistance, because most people who do my weight loss program, they've tried over and over again. They've lost some weight, then gained it back, or they're not able to stick to a regimen. So I help them figure out what is the underlying causes to why you're not able to lose the weight. And to be honest with you, a lot of it is because you need to detox. Like, toxins hold on to fat in the body. So once you start to detox, you immediately start to break down that fat so that your body could expel the fat. So that's pretty much what it looks like. Most of the programs run between 4 to 6 weeks. My longest program is 12 weeks, which is about 3 months, and then it's very detailed. So I could go into more detail about the programs, but that's pretty much how it works. And then while you're working with me, I'm always in contact with you, so you're able to email me at any time. Some of my clients, I do allow them to text me. Like, I just get real personal, because, like, this is my passion. This is what I love. And so, like, honestly, I've been doing it for free for so long. I almost don't know the difference between getting paid and not getting paid. It's ridiculous right now, but it's just what I love. Like, I literally eat, sleep this. Like, when I go to bed, it's on my mind. When I wake up in the morning, it's on my mind. So this is just this is what I do.
I mean,
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said you definitely got to get paid for that. I mean, if you ever listen to the show, we preach, you know, information is power. And
Mhm.
when you start doing things that when you have a passion for it, you would tell yourself that, yeah, I'll do this for free. But in the end, getting paid for what you love to do is also a good thing. So we always
Absolutely.
stress that
Right.
here, especially for entrepreneurs.
Right.
You know,
Right.
free is cool, but you know,
Yeah, I'm
we
not
can't do the
preaching
free
free.
anymore.
I'm definitely not preaching free. It's just that, it's just that it's so natural for me that I almost can give this information for free. You know what I'm saying? But I know, but part of being healthy, you gotta get paid, because you're not gonna be able to take care of yourself if you're not making no money. So yeah, free is that's not the way to go.
So tell them
Hey,
how
we
important is the
we killing this.
okay. Tell them how important is the Pilates and the yoga to your treatments. Do you incorporate that, or is that something you just let people know, like, you can do it, or do you offer that service to them while they're
Um,
on?
Yeah, that's a good question. I do have that as a service. So I teach Pilates and yoga in group settings, but also one-on-one individually. And it is a part of your program. Exercise is a part of your program, but it's going to be different for everyone. But I mean, I almost feel like everybody right now should be doing some form of stretching. And then if you could get into yoga and Pilates, I mean, that to me, that's the way to go. I think they complement each other. I hope to be able to do Pilates for the rest of my life, and even yoga for just for the so many benefits. Like I did a post last week on Pilates, and I was just saying how Pilates has truly taught me how to treat my body. Like, it taught me like how to stand properly, how to breathe properly. Like, I wasn't even paying attention to the way that I breathe, but I teach people every day, you're doing shallow breaths, and so it's just things like that people don't even realize, like, okay, well, what is shallow breath? And I'm like, okay, some people say, well, my shoulders hurt, and I'm like, well, are you breathing correctly? Where are you breathing from? When you first have a baby, you lie them down, you're changing their diaper or bathing them, and you see that the breath that they're taking through their belly. So you see their stomach rise and fall. Like, that's the way we should be truly breathing every day. And so I even reteach people how to breathe, and that's a part of Pilates. And so, like, these things, yoga and Pilates, they really changed my life, and I'm grateful for them, because I learned yoga and Pilates back in 2001, trying to lose weight for my wedding, not knowing that 10 years later I would become ill and need both of those exercises to help me heal. So it's just funny how life works. I always say that this career chose me. Like, I had no idea this was something that I was going to be doing. I graduated with a sociology degree or human service degree. Thought I was going to either be a teacher or a social worker. Knew that I wanted to help people, but never in this aspect, but it's just the way life happens. So yeah, I to answer your
Because
question,
you do a Pilates.
yeah, I do.
But
I do. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
what
I
happens in
can't.
a Pilates class? Walk us through a Pilates class.
Oh my God!
'cause,
Really?
because
um.
I'm telling you, there are people who are interested in
Okay.
Pilates, but they don't know what it is. They
Okay.
know what.
Especially like men,
Yeah,
you may
man,
hear, like, you may hear athletes, like great athletes who've done Pilates to stay limber, to stay, to gain strength and agility and things like that. But to the average male, they may not want to do that, and it's really actually, not as bad as people think it is. So,
Mhm.
just give them just tell them exactly, like, what could they expect when they go to a Pilates class or even a yoga class also.
Well, it's a great workout. Both of them are really great workouts. Pilates focus more on everything coming from the core.
Hmm.
So, and that's why I say, like, it's such a good workout, because it teaches you how to concentrate even outside of the class. But if I was going to walk you through my Pilates workout, it's very much of like a flow workout. It's a lot of floor work, but you can also do Pilates standing. You're either lying on your back, or you can be like on the stomach, on the knees, but you're really focusing on the core. So you're doing exercises to help build the core, but you're moving the rest of your body. And sometimes you may be working just on the legs, but the rest of your body is trying to maintain that stability. So that's why you build muscles throughout the whole body in Pilates. And so it's just like kind of a lot of, like if you could just picture stretching, or even if you can picture like back in the day we used to do calisthenics, it's similar to that, you know, but a lot of flow. For me, it's a lot of flow. Like, people teach it differently. I come from a more therapeutic background, but when people leave my class, they always say they feel like rejuvenated and relaxed at the same time. And I think a lot of that comes from just that mental connection that you're able to like connect with your body. Because I always tell people it's the only exercise that I can do where my mind can't think about anything else. I could be doing yoga, I could be on a treadmill, I could be lifting weights, and I could be thinking about what I got to do next, like, you know, my to-do list. But when I'm in Pilates, when I'm doing Pilates, you are so focused. It builds so much focus and concentration that like it's just on another level. And I think that's why like people feel this like this sudden how could I describe it? Just this like burst of energy when they're done, that like it's just like no other exercises I've ever done before. But yeah, I guess I would have to like really show you. It's kind of hard to describe, but you're doing a lot of floor work, you're doing a lot of stretching, a lot of breathing. One exercise that I love doing is called the roll up, and it looks like you're doing an actual sit up, but the way that you're positioning your body and your spine is a lot different, because you round out your spine a lot instead of that straight up and down. So you really get to your deep core muscles, which is called your transverse abdominis muscle, which is responsible for holding up all the organs in your body for both male and females. And so that muscle is so important. And unfortunately, a lot of women, when they go, after they have a baby or they go through childbirth, they lose that connection with that muscle. And so Pilates retrains you to connect with that muscle, and not just that muscle, but a lot of muscles throughout the whole body. Like even the breathing, we use a muscle called the intercostal muscle, which is in between the lungs and the rib cage, and that's how we learn to breathe, so that we're able to get through more workouts, and it helps to build stamina. So like even like outside of Pilates, if you are, you know, an athlete, it'll help to build up that like I said, that stamina to keep going. So it's just a great workout. Like, I just recommend anybody to definitely try a class. But I'm going to be really honest with you. When I tried it at first, I was like, this is too much instruction. I put the video down because I tried it with a video. And then something kept calling me to come back to it. And when I did, I just stuck with it. And then it really just changed my life. It also changed the shape of my body. Because at the time I was doing, I think it was like Billy Blanks out. And I was doing like all of this like crazy type workouts, and I started looking real. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Say that again.
No, I've watched a couple of his tapes. I tried a couple actually. This was about 10 years ago.
Right,
I definitely tried them.
Right, yeah. I was doing those kind of workouts, and I was, like, looking real bulky. Like, I started looking like a dude, and I didn't want that look for my body. So I was like, I'm going to try something different. And I did Pilates, and I mixed it up with yoga, and then I was just doing, like, the treadmill. And it just really changed the form of my body. Like, it elongates your muscles instead of just bulking up the muscles. I mean, which is fine for some people, you know, if that's the look you want to go for, you know, but yeah, it really changes just the way, even the way I move, the way I pick up things off the floor, you know, the way I walk. It makes you in tune, you know, with yourself and with your body. And that's really, like, where I come from, like, we have to learn to reconnect with our body, because as we get older and we go through life, we start to ignore ourselves, you know, because we either taking care of somebody else, or we on a job, we hustling every day, and, you know, we're just not in tune. And so, like, that's, like, one of the things I really teach in all my programs is, you know, getting back in tune with yourself, so that you can learn what your body needs, you know, what are those needs, because, you know, we forget, you know.
Okay.
Okay. That's great information. And, you know, listening to that, if I was somebody who never entered into that world, then, you know, I would be definitely interested in doing something like that, because the biggest part for newcomers to that industry is fear. They don't really know what to expect. So if you counsel them through it, and, you know, you incorporate, you know, their daily activities and what they normally do, you know, they'll erase that fear. Because the common sense part is building up the core. Like, if you don't have a strong core, you're going to break down anyway.
Right.
And I think most people, they can understand that. So that's why I was asking you, what a typical class would be like, because although I know what Pilates is, there are many people, especially dudes, I can tell you right now, a lot of guys, they don't have a clue.
Yeah, they're like, what is that?
They don't even know what Zumba is.
They may know what yoga is, because everybody pretty much heard of yoga, but as far as the Pilates and using the reformer and things like that, you know, unless they've been in physical therapy, they probably never thought about doing it. You know, most people just be like, oh, I'm going to just run around the track, I'm going to just cut back on eating.
I'm going to lift weights. And if you're doing all those, and if you're doing all of those, right.
Which is
surgery. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
The weights is not for everybody. You know, running the track isn't for everybody. You know, but like core exercises, that's for everybody, because
it is.
You know, for some of us, like I hated track work, like running around in circles. I didn't like that, but I like agility. So, yeah, you know. That's the truth. You know, lifting weights, like, if you know, it ain't for everybody, because some of us, we bulk up and we too big.
I hated weight.
I didn't really like the weight part, because now I got this 5-10 pounds of muscle, got to keep it on. Your clothes don't fit. It's just extra, you know. So, you know, okay, so Pilates, yoga, talking spirituality. I mean, you combining all of these things, and you know, it's important for, you know, the listeners to get a gauge on, you know, why you did it. And, you know, I don't know, I commend you for even stepping into that field and putting a personal touch on it. Because, like I said, the biggest thing for people to keeping away from that is fear. And they need somebody to walk you through it. So, okay, so now you coach so many people through. Who coaches you? Who helps you? Because, you know, you need that support. You know, so I'm asking you because, you know, Superwoman, you know, you're doing all of this stuff. You know, my wife is a Superwoman. She does all this stuff, you know. So I don't know. It's like y'all just on a different level. But, you know, who helps you through that process? Like, what makes you love what you do? Because, you know, you have a reason. You love it because you have some type of support system. So explain that to the people, like that process.
So first, I just want to say thank you for calling me and your wife Superwoman. I really appreciate that somebody is seeing our hard work. But definitely, like, my family, my children and my husband, like, they got my back, you know, like, they see me at my worst, and they really held me down, you know, through everything. And I would say that my husband, like, he definitely helped me see things before I even foresaw them, you know. And like, he kept telling me, like, even with the Pilates, because at one point I wanted to put it to the side and just focus more on, I would say, like, nutrition, and then natural medicine, and now functional medicine. And he just kept saying, like, you need that, like, you know, that's going to get you to reach the people anyway, you know. And so as much as I tried to steer away from that, he kept reminding me and telling me, like, it all goes together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do all of it. And now it's like, he told me the other day, like, you coming back full circle, because I went to him and I was just like, you know, I really do want to, like, put together a Pilates studio, and, you know, and offer these other things that I do as a bonus, because it's truly what I do love it, you know. But the other things that I think keeps me going is really, like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, a lot of people was like, especially my family, and I'm not talking about my children and my husband, but outside of them, you know, they thought I was crazy for years. Like, at one point, I dropped all the way down to 90 pounds. To me, I look like a crackhead. No, not trying to be disrespectful to nobody, you know what I'm saying? But I looked really bad, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, my family was like, she crazy? Is she crazy? Is she anorexic? Is she bulimic? You know, like, what is going on with her? You know what I'm saying? And I just had to do some soul searching, because I knew that I had been to so many doctors. And let me backtrack a little bit. So I have chronic Lyme disease with co-infections, and then I have some other illnesses that Lyme disease has kind of brought out. So I deal with, like, arthritis, I deal with fibromyalgia, and some neuropathy, which is like nerve pain. And then I have, like, a lot of gut issues that I dealt with still today. And so, you know, I decided that I wanted to go the natural route. And if it wasn't for my husband, who was, like, behind me, I'm so grateful for him, but I'm also grateful for his mom, because his mom exposed him to natural living based on his background, based on the fact that his mom is Jamaican. And, you know, a lot of Islanders, they grow up, you know, they're more open to herbs and doing things more natural than, I would say. And you know, and this is not for everybody, but I'm gonna say for my family, you know, none of us wasn't really like that. Or I would say, like, my mom and her mom and, you know, my grandparents, they weren't into natural healing or anything. And so I look like the eyeball, you know. But if it wasn't for him saying, like, you know, yeah, you could do this, you know what I'm saying? And pushing me, you know, through it, you know, every step of the way, because there was some points where I felt like I wasn't going to make it. Like, I was in a bed for days, you know. Like, there was some points where I started to feel like I couldn't even walk. Or, like,
Right.
I remember it's hard for me to tell some of these stories, but I would be driving down the street and forget where I'm going. I would have to remind myself, like, this is how much Lyme had affected my body. I ran a red light. Like, it was just like, it was becoming too much. And so, you know, I couldn't foresee, like, even coming up out of that. And I didn't have the support of my family outside of my immediate family, my husband and my children, because, you know, a lot of them was just like, she need to go to the doctor. She needs to get some medication, or she's a hypochondriac. I mean, it was all kind of things being thrown at me. And so the more things was thrown at me, the more I knew I had to keep fighting. And also I knew I had to keep fighting for my kids, you know, and for my husband. And I felt like there's a greater purpose. And so now, you know, going through all of this, I look at when we have things in our life that happen to us, like disease and illness, you know, anything that's traumatic, we can look at it as like positive or negative. And I had to turn it around to something positive in order for me to make it. And so I really do, like with all my heart, I really do thank my husband for that, because if it wasn't for him, I'm telling you, like, I don't even know, like, if I would even be here telling this story today, you know. And so I'm glad you asked that, because, you know, you need that support system. When you're going through anything, you know, you need some type of support system, you know, to help you. When you can't see it, somebody else might be able to see it for you. And that's what he was for me, for sure.
That was powerful. I mean, that was a powerful story, and it's very there's a lot of facts there. Like, the whole thing is factual, because, you know, sadly, a lot of black folks, you know, I'll just say that, you know, black folks, especially American-born blacks, many of them, they don't understand the herbal life at all. So, you know, everything is a drug. Like, oh, we'll take this and take that, not knowing that every drug has a side effect on the body, and it affects people. I watch a commercial, and I just wait to the end to hear all of the same side effects. I'm like, well, all right, what's going to kill me in this motherfucker? Then they'll tell you, oh, stomach bleeding and this and that. I'm like, I ain't taking that shit.
Right.
So, but you know, you're dealing with somebody that know the herb. So, that's our natural element. So this is what we fight. We fight this on a lot of levels. You know, state level, federal level. Like, people are so ingrained and indoctrinated in doing it this way. You know, with the drugs. Like, the doctors are drug dealers. You know, but people won't want to call them that. But we get so ingrained in that, we grow up in that. So when you going through your struggle as an adult, and you know, that's what people do. Oh, she need medication. Oh, she need to do this. She need to do that. Everything is a drug purpose. And you know what you learn? I'm gonna tell you what you learn from that. You learn, all right, your family is your rock. You know, your immediate family, the ones who stuck with you, the ones who empathize and listen and saw what you was going through. That's one thing. But you also get to see who you gotta, like, yo, you're a relative, but you're not my family. You know what I mean? So you get to separate them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
unfortunately,
that's the shit. I mean, look, everybody that share blood is not family. So, you know, we all been there. There's always going to be some trying time, you know, in your life, and so basically, if I was to talk about you, I would say, okay, you know, you're going to walk them through the detox program. You're going to help them come up with goals and plans. You also can help the person because you have real life stories. Like, you're not. There's some people, they don't go through shit, and they just tell you, oh, well, you need to do this and do that, and then, you know, they out and they drink, you know, alcohol, you know, 24 hours a day. You know, like, there's a lot of people out there, like, what you call them, snake oil salesmen. That's what I call them. But you're not like that. So you have real stories, and that's important. That's why I asked you that question, because you need the support system, and you need to know who's in your corner, and that's big. And as you get older, and as you raise your children, for me, that was been my struggle with raising my children, because I want them to be children, but I want them to see that everybody's not your friend. So what you do is going to be a little different from what they do. They not living in a real world, you know, like, you get love and discipline and you sacrifice things. So that's all, you know, the mental part. But this is all part of, you know, health and wellness. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, the black community, you know, we need work in that area. So we need people like you.
Well,
we need people like you.
We need that, because we need that because we believe everything that you know, society tells us. Like, and pretty much, you know, if you black in America, you know that, you know, their plan isn't for you. So, and they don't really have an understanding to our bodies. And the ones that do know, they're trying to kill it. They're trying to kill it, or they're trying to take what's from us, our organs and everything, and kill us. So, I mean, it's to the point where you have to be able to know how to take care of yourself in another matter, in another, you know, without, you know, like I always looked at somebody like my grandmother and my mom's, who basically, yeah, they had a doctor, but they also had a herbalist or a different or a natural doctor who, you know, they'd go to the doctor, and the doctor would be like, yeah, this is your treatment. You got, you know, high blood pressure. Then they would go to him, and he'd be like, well, you need to start taking these type of herbs and these type of things to help, you know, get your blood pressure under control, you know, whatever they may have. So you have to have a balance. I believe you got to have a balance to be able to live out here, because they bombarding you with all kind of toxins in the food, the waters, everything. So it's like, you know, our bodies is constantly being is on attack mode, and you know we have to be able to defend it. So you know, a lot of people you know, they don't take supplements, they don't do this. You know, they'll tell you, the doctor told me to take vitamin C. All right, but there's more than vitamin C, bro. You got to take something else. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know to take vitamin C.
Yeah,
you can get vitamin C from oranges, apples, and shit like that. You know, that's, you know, and things like that. I mean, that was another thing, you know, in that business that you have. You know, there's so many branches to it, because you know there was, you got, as you have, you know, you have the wellness and detox. You have also, you know, you have the training for Pilates and yoga. You know, there was a point where you also had juice business. You got the juice business still. You do, you know, you do jewelry for healing. I mean, so it's like,
therapy.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, it's a whole bunch of things. And what people don't understand, what we as a community don't understand, this is like bringing us back to where we originated from in the beginning anyway.
Right.
Because that's where they were. They wasn't going to no doctor. They was using herbs, bushes, you know, meditation. They was aligning themselves with, they was aligning themselves with the moon, sun, and stars.
Right.
They was, you know, that's why to this day you when they go into these temples, when they go into these pyramids, they still can't understand what the hell is going on, because they can't understand the fact that they were aligned with the sun, moon, and stars.
Right.
That's what they was aligning with. That's what they was building with. Right. And that shit was, and it's so powerful. You got to be on that type of level to get to that level. And they ain't on that level. They just know how to, you know, society nowadays, all they do is
and unfortunately, we're not on that level either, because
we're brainwashed.
We have those same distractions. We're constantly being distracted, and we're not connected. And that's what I'm talking about when I say being connected, because, you know, if you're connected, then you know, if I go eat a piece of chocolate, I'm going to start getting, you know, this tickle in the back of my throat. I shouldn't be eating that. You know, those are the kind of things that I work with on people. When I do a detoxification, I take them through something called an elimination diet. And through that process, you learn the foods that agree with your body and don't agree with your body, because there's a difference between an intolerance and an allergic reaction. And some of us have built up these intolerances in our bodies and these reactions in our bodies because a lot of different reasons, but one of them is because we need to open up our detoxification pathways, because we are just so backed up with garbage, you know, that it's like a vacuum cleaner. If you vacuuming all day long and you haven't emptied it, what you think going to happen? Is it going to keep picking up? Is it going to keep functioning? Is it going to keep working? No. That's pretty much what's happening, you know, with our bodies, and why we're breaking down so fast. You know, we're really breaking down every day, you know. And yesterday, babe, I heard you listening to some dude talking about, you know, rich people, they don't sleep. That's some bullshit, because I'm like, you know, I know about health and I know how important sleep is. You know what I'm saying? Because between, let me finish. Wait, let me finish.
That was your boy, Steve Harvey. I just want to say that was Steve Harvey. That's
all. I don't fuck with him like that anyway. So that's a whole nother topic. But between certain hours, our bodies is rejuvenating. So if we're not asleep at 10 o'clock, we miss that time for our bodies to start to work on rejuvenating and healing. So I talk to people all the time about what time do you go to bed. Now, I ain't going to sit up here in front. I don't go to bed at 10. I try. On most nights I try, but y'all hate on me, so I can't really get my rest like I need to. But the goal is to get more rest. Like we look at sleep as like you a slacker. No. When you not sleep, guess what you're doing? You helping your body to break down even faster. You know what I'm saying? We could use our hours, those 24 hours, wisely, and part of using that wisely is making sure you get enough rest, because you need your rest so that you can function, so that you could be quick, you could be, you know what I'm saying? You could be on top of things, and so like we don't even understand that sleep is a part of health. Like we look at that like, like I said, like you a slacker. You're going to have, you're going to have your time to work, and you're going to have your time to rest. You know what I'm saying? But like these are the type of things that I help people like and guide them through. Like you got to start to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just, oh, I'm just going to drink a smoothie, or I'm going to have me a green juice today, and I'm going to go lift some weights and that's it. It's like that's not enough no more, because that's not the environment we live in. If we was talking about, 1,000 years ago, that could work all day. But, now before we even walk outside our house, we done been exposed to like 344 different toxins, from deodorant to cologne to toothpaste, deodorant, whatever it is in your house, your carpet, your paint, your water, if you don't have a water filter. So you constantly taking this shit in all day. Like right now they're saying that 1 out of every third person will have cancer. That shit is scary as hell to me. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's not scary enough for you to start taking action and to be proactive, like, I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I don't really go that hard, individually or at people when I'm working with them. I try to, give it to them a little bit at a time. But, that's pretty much like when you work with me, like I just really try to give you the reals, and I really try to help you to see, like, I wasn't the most unhealthy person. You know what I'm saying? For this to happen too, for me to become ill, but it can really happen to anybody. Like we're all open. We're all being attacked, like you said, Rob. So, we just living in another time, and we just gotta start, paying attention to what's going on around us. Like I did a post a while back on, I can't remember the substance off the top of my head right now. There's a chemical that turns male frogs into females, and that is in our food. So it's like, what is that about? You know what I'm saying? Like we're being exposed to all these chemicals. I'm gonna have to look it up so that y'all could, put it in the information. But like, we being exposed to so many different chemicals. We don't, like, the government don't need that. The federal government has no regulations on, how many chemicals can go into a certain product. And then, like, when they do the testing, they may do a testing individually, but what about when those two chemicals come together? What effect do they have? So now you have 10 different chemicals in your lotion, and so how do you think that's affecting us? You know what I'm saying? So, like, well, no wonder we sick. No wonder we tired. We waking up and we don't feel our best. Like, it's really crazy,
I mean, you can't discount that all the imports that we bring in from China. Mm-hmm. They have no type of regulation over what they send. They make plastic rice.
Right.
They send all kind of shit over here
right.
to us to eat. So
right.
I mean, it's like and it's the whole all of America is under attack. But you know what I'm saying. But
we at the bottom.
Like,
Black people is at the bottom.
Because it seems like we find it more difficult to and make a lot of excuses on why we can't do what we need to do. Like, you know, like one of the things is like, you know, we have to start learning how to farm. We have to start learning how to grow our own fruits and vegetables. We have to learn these type of things. Like, because these were the things, especially when you come from the city. My family's from the islands, of course, but I grew up in the city, so I don't know. You know, I'm from New York City. We don't plant vegetables, and we go down. We go to the market, and it's owned by Asians. You know what I'm saying? The fruit stand is owned by Asians in Brooklyn and shit like that. You get your vegetables from there and things like that. But once black people got to get back to his farming and things like that, learning how to grow herbs, learning how to grow their own, products, and using more healthier products. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you also got to be careful because there's a lot of con shit going on. Now, organic is big. The name is big, so everything got organic on it now. But you got to read labels. That's something that I learned in the last couple of years. You got to read all the labels to the shit you buy, because if you can't, what's the thing you always say? If you can't pronounce it, then you shouldn't be eating that shit.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So those are things you gotta look at. Those are things that you have to keep in mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna eat beef and shit like that and eat chicken, make sure you're getting the best of it. Like, you getting naturally fed, organic fed, or however raised meat, grass fed beef. It costs more. It's gonna cost you a lot. But if it's going in your body, shouldn't it cost you then? It's something you want to do, right? So if that's what you want to indulge on, then you got to pay for it. If you can't afford to get that, then you need to rack up on your fruits and vegetables. And get that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta learn. You gotta learn to be take better care of yourself through other means. And some things do cost more, like like I said, the new word organic, and natural and all that. So stores have caught on. They know that's what the people want. Right. Everybody's not going to give you that product, so you have to find certain consumers, certain makers who you trust.
But now, I'm even teaching my kids, like, we can use alcohol, peroxide, and vinegar to clean our house with, and baking soda. Like, we don't have to buy all these different chemicals and be exposed and smelling this stuff all day trying to, clean our house. And when you go in the store and you want to get the clean household products, they're expensive. But I'm like, you could buy some alcohol for $1 and clean your house, or some peroxide for $1 clean your house. You know what I'm saying? Like we have access to these things. Right. We have access to these things.
My family used to do that. Like, I got family in the South. They got an alternative remedy for anything. And I think that comes from them having, like, we have family, from the islands and everything, but at the same time there's a connection there, because they always had an alternative. Like, no, don't get no bleach. Use this or use that. Alcohol and peroxide has been in the family for forever. Like, there wasn't a time that I didn't grow up and didn't have that. I know I could get that, and I know what it did. It cleaned infection. Alcohol burned the hell out of you. But cleaning the floor with it, cleaning the house with it, yes. Like, that's the whole purpose of it. Instead of, all of these crazy-ass chemicals, burning your nose membranes,
right.
And, burning your eyes out. You learn the hard way,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, trial and error, but at some point, we got to
but these are the things that we just don't know because we're not exposed to them. Only if we're exposed to them, we know. But this is how I grew up, depending on my grocery store to provide everything for me and trusting that they have my best interest, when really they don't.
But would you agree, in the era when we came from, it was different? Those grocery stores back then aren't like how they are now.
Well, I don't know
the
because
products
we
were
couldn't.
different.
Honestly, we couldn't. I
Like,
couldn't shop in the hood because the hood didn't have good grocery stores. I had to go to the white neighborhoods. So
so all right. For instance, let's look at somewhere where where probably none of us eat no more. I know I don't. I know you don't. I don't think she eat there anymore. McDonald's. Back in the day, McDonald's burgers were beef.
yeah, they were.
Right. They have real beef.
Now they're
They
not.
have real beef.
Right.
Now they're not. Like,
Right.
there's nobody who serves you real beef anymore. Like, Wendy's had beef. Now it's none, you know what I mean? None of this meat is beef anymore. So, you know what I'm saying? It's changed
And some of the
from
chicken
when we
not
came
chicken.
up. Yeah, like everything is like a lot of things. If you came up in we're 70s, late 60s babies.
Yeah,
We came through that whole era.
It was
totally
better.
different.
Yeah.
It was totally different. Like, the food was different. Now it's like it's mass production.
But
so
I think
food
that's
is
when
different.
it started to change, though, too. I think that's when it started to change. You know, I think that our parents' generation, it was a lot healthier. You know, they had more raw cow milks or cow milk.
Because now,
you know,
I don't know.
I grew up on Kool-Aid, so I'm not going to say that was healthy. You know what I'm saying? Sugar water. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, we grew up on that shit with Tang and all that shit.
Yeah, we ran it off, though. It was good.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I mean, and now when you look at, if you look back right now, like all the people from, like I said, our era, late 60s on up, can any of them drink milk now? We grew up eating cereal all day.
Our kids can't even drink milk.
Like, you can't even, it's like, I don't know a black person that can drink milk anymore.
Yep.
Straight out.
Like, it's like our bodies, it's like black people's bodies just started just rejecting that shit. Like, nah, we can't drink this shit.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I'm gonna tell you part of the reason
That's
why.
crazy.
I'm gonna tell you part of the reason why that whole process of milk has changed so much. But we used to be able to break down milk because the natural enzymes were still intact because it wasn't so pasteurized. Once we heat that milk up, it kills the enzymes. Those enzymes is what help us to break down the lactose in the milk. And so now I don't know what the hell is in these cows. You know what I'm saying?
Steroids. They gotta pump them up. They gotta pump them up.
There's a whole lot of other stuff in them too. You know,
But man,
antibiotics.
steroids, they want them to grow faster.
Right. They want them to keep producing, but they're highly sick. You know, and so they have a lot of antibiotics in them too. So we're getting all of that too, and so our body is just rejecting it altogether. You know what I'm saying? It used to just be a stomach ache, but now you have kids. It's more than a stomach ache. It's like they're vomiting, or you know, just all kind of other things. You know what I'm saying? So like, because I had this conversation the other day, like, why did we ever think it was okay for us to drink milk from an animal? We're supposed to have been drinking our mother's milk up to a certain period of time, and then that's it. You know. So where did that come from?
Well, you got it from school when you remember, you don't remember the food chart, and they tell you that you need milk to build your bones and the calcium and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Propaganda.
It was that's how we was taught. You know, like, cause I can tell you, for instance, in like Jamaica, they get that fresh bottled milk. But some people had their own cows in the back if they lived near the butcher and all that, especially if they lived in country. You know what I mean?
Did y'all drink more goat milk?
Exactly. You had goat milk. You had
goat milk is easier for us to digest. A cow has two stomachs, so their digestive system is just way off from how we would break down food. You know, so I would just stay away from dairy at all costs if you can. I know it's hard because we love cheese. Black people love cheese. I know my kids love cheese. Like, we try to bring that plant-based cheese up in here, and they be looking at us like we crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know, we love the cheese, but dairy is so inflammatory to the body, and inflammation is what brings on disease. So, like, I say, like, that's one of the things I take out in the elimination part of the detox. You have to take out dairy, and you see the change that people feel so much better when they're off of it. and then when they go back to it, they notice the difference right away. You know, so I know you love cheese, babe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't eat it that much. I don't mind eating. I love the plant-based cheese.
I know you do. You do.
They look at it and be like, "What's that?" I'm not eating that.
Yeah.
And it's like we gotta reprogram them.
Right. I told Kaya the other day that the dirty rice was made with plant-based ground. It was ground plant-based. She had no idea, and now she's talking about she go put a camera in the kitchen so she can watch what I'm putting in the food. So I'm like, but you said it was good, and she said it was good. You know what I'm saying? So like, we do have to reprogram our, us and our children. You know what I'm saying? Their taste buds. We got to change that up too.
Yeah, that's the taste buds. That's true. Like the whole look, you on the line with two insomniacs, basically. So, I'm gonna tell you part of my. It helps me and it might hurt me. I get a hard 5 hours.
Okay.
If I get a hard 5, I'm good.
Okay.
If I can get a nap, I'm straight. So as long as I get about 7 to 8 hours, I'm good. But,
okay. So, but that's how we've been doing for years. Like, I mean, in New York, it just feels like, it's a city that never sleeps. So you adapt to that shit. You like, I'm up. I'm ready for whatever to do, and it just goes with you through your life. Like, I could be up. When you met me, I used to stay up all night. I'd be up all night. I'm up. I'm up. I'm up all night. I'm on.
You still up? That ain't changed.
You fall asleep, and I'm up, and I might fall asleep while you're asleep, but by the time you get up, I'm up again. So you're like, did you sleep? And my wife asks me that a lot. Did you sleep? Yo, right. You need to get some rest. Like, yo, I'm good. I slept 5 hours.
So yesterday, I was just going down my timeline, and Steve Harvey was on the timeline, and he says, rich people don't sleep. They don't sleep because there's only 24 hours in a day. If you sleep 8 hours, that's a third of your day gone. And then rich people don't sleep because they got to be up. He's like, if you live in California, you can't wake up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 10 o'clock because on the East Coast, they already 2-3 hours ahead of you, and the stock market been open, dictating your life. Now,
right.
He did have a point there. That is a point, but you do need rest. You got to have rest because if you don't have some form of rest, you just can't function.
It's going to catch up with you eventually.
It definitely catches you. So even your body starts breaking down, you get sick, you catch a cold, your body lets you know when it's had enough, and you're going to need to sleep and knock it down for a couple of hours and get that rest in. So I mean, you definitely got to get some rest.
Right. I'm not encouraging anybody to try to live the owl life, the night life. It's just
no.
When you up, the body gonna shut you down anyway. Because every now and then I go through that. Like I'll fall asleep at 8:30, like it's over. Ain't nothing else to do, and I'll sleep till the next day, so like 6:30 in the morning. After that, I'm recharged, and that's what it is. Steve Harvey had a point, but his delivery sucks. And he don't live what he try to give out. Think like a man, and all of these things. You trying to help people with their relationships, and you had like 3 wives. You cheated on 2 of them. Like he's a mess. So nobody ain't trying to hear shit that he got to say. But he did make a good point that these people are not sleeping, but they got money, so they doing things. But, he lost his show because of that part, because he offended people. Oh, you poor because you sleep. Basically, that's how people took it. You sleep, so you gonna be poor. And they fuck that, Steve. You got to. Your wife, ex-husband coming out of prison, he's going to come up to the studio and, you got to go, bro. Yeah, so he was just, he rode his waves, and You know, he made his movies. He's
Yeah.
good, I guess. But yeah, so okay, so rest, exercise, mental healing, limiting your circle, getting rid of the negative energy of the. I had to do that. You know, that's something. That's a process. You know, I've even done that. Like people that are here now, they've been through every stage of my life. I never pushed them away. I just had like, yo, chill for a minute. Like I got you. You my people. I love you. Let me go. Let me do this. I got to get rid of some devils. You know what I mean? Because they drain you. And you think because you know somebody a long time, that don't mean shit. It's like, what value do you bring to each other's lives? Because we keep each other alive, whether we know it or not.
Right.
You know, because people can die from loneliness. Like, you know, just at the basic level. But you just got to know who's around you, because I've been doing that recently, and I'm like, yo, my life, the past, I can't front. The past 90 days, my life has just went in a whole other direction. I feel so free and energetic, and like, yo, the leeches is gone. Like, so now fuck it. Now we can live, you know, our best life. We could do this, we could do that. Like everything is clicking. My brain is kicked into another level, because you got people around you that you think are in your corner. They just drain your energy. They make you sick. Like that was an old saying back in the days. You make me sick. You know, and you hear that shit as a kid. You ain't thinking about that, you know. But now as an adult, like, yeah, some motherfuckers make you sick. Like, yo, I can't be around you, dog. You got to kick people away. You know, it hurts, but it's necessary. So you let them hurt you, or you stay alive. I like staying alive.
I like
shit. And build with people that want to do what you're doing. So, hey, quality over quantity. That's it. I mean, I'm glad that you came on, and you know, we started interviewing, you know, more women, because we didn't want people to think that, you know, we were chauvinists. And you know, I have a lot of female cousins. Like I was talking to one of my female cousins last night, you know, and she listens to the show and she be cracking up. She said, "Yo, y'all really sound like grumpy men." Like I'm like, "Yo, we are to a certain to a woman." I had this conversation with my cousin and with my wife separately last night. Yo, y'all think like this, we think like that. Help us understand you, and we'll you know, you can understand us, because there is gonna be that wall. Like, nah, I don't understand what that feels like. Oh, you need to have some empathy. Empathy for that, what they did. Yeah, it's a certain way that you got to do it. And I be holding my head like, damn, y'all really do next level shit. So fuck it. I know I got a queen. I feel good. You know what I mean? But people look at her and say, how you deal with him? And I'm like, yo, damn. You know what I mean? So if people that know me, they know Raw, they go, all right, them motherfuckers is really about that. So they ain't just talking that shit. Like, they really believe what they say, and they live factual existence. So it's tough. So the women that's behind us, you know, if we rough, shit, you ain't seen nothing yet. So we good. I feel good.
Well, I definitely would like to be a part of that relationship topic that y'all talked about a few months ago. I do have.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of calls for that. You know, no, serious. I got like 2 or 3 straight up. They like, yo, I gotta come on that set. Matter of fact, somebody. Hey,
y'all just need to do like a series of it or something, you know. Like
no, it's gonna be continuous.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be continuous, and we gotta get the ladies involved, because in all actuality, there's no fellas that hit us up like, yo, see, I want to be on that segment. Nah, it's all women. So I'm like, okay, at least we brought it to the forefront to say, all right, well, we're being honest, we're having an honest conversation, and we need that input.
It's funny though, because you got the women from all ages wanting to come on the show. They want it from 18 and up. They all want to get their voice heard and said about that topic. Whereas none of the brothers are like, nah, I'm good. I ain't gonna talk about this.
Yeah, the brothers is not. You know, the brothers they don't want it. They don't want to hear I don't know. Maybe they don't want to hear what the reality is, but you can learn something from the relationship topic. Like you said, it's going to be ongoing. I think that it's important that, you know, you came on here with the health and wellness and mental fortitude, you know, clean your body and your spirit. That's important in any relationship, or your relationship with self and, you know, spirituality, definitely. But, you know, with your partner, and it's important. So that we need that. But I'm getting bombarded. Like, I don't know how to. I want to set it up. I guess it's just gonna have to be. Man, it's gonna be a strong show. I don't know, bro. Like, it's only gonna be us two with like 5 ladies.
It don't matter. We gonna hold it down no matter what. It don't matter.
We'll hold it down, but yeah, man, you know.
My voice will be heard.
Yeah,
right.
we know.
We gotta hold it down for all of the men. This is ridiculous. You're gonna be here like 5, 6 different vantage points, but it's necessary because that's part of the healing and growth as well. So okay, now let's get back to one last thing before we go. You broke down everything. This is a great story. Wow, that's all I can say about that. It's great. So now you broke down the process. What happened with the juices? Because me personally,
God.
I'm the juice guy. Okay, I was talking to Rob yesterday about, I said, yo, I understand behind the scenes we do a lot of different things. So, you know, that mail and the bulk rate and all of that. I'm telling you right now, juice is my thing. Okay, juice and water. I drink that I drink water all day. You know, so I mean that's just what it is. But them juices is right. Y'all gotta keep that out there. You got to keep the juices out there. Just put that bug out.
Okay.
Want you to know.
Okay.
Good.
I've gotten that from a few different people. I think that we definitely want to bring it back. We had some kinks that we needed to work out, and then I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, my husband, sometimes he could be all over the place. He got a lot of projects going on, you know. So like, I gotta wheel him back in to see, you know, like how we could come back together and work on it. But we did have like some shipping issues as far as like making sure that the drinks stay, you know, fresh, you know, when they get to the other side, you know, like as far as like shipping across states and things like that. So like we just need to work that out. And honestly, that's something that he loves. Like, he could do that all day. I love to put together, you know, the recipes and that kind of thing, but like, he's in his element. When I see him go put on, it's like his juicing hat. He put that on, and like, he got on his music and everything. So like, he loves to do it. So I think that like, we just need to figure out how we could start working on that. But we are taking customized and orders. So if you ever want, you know, to place an order, you can. It's out there. So.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. I mean, for me, I know how to place the order, most definitely. But I envision a juice shop. You know, I envision that.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, I'm throwing that out there because I could see that. You know, acquire some type of property. We're gonna demo it and make it a juice shop.
Okay, I see that too.
Okay. I could see it. You know, because the juices was good. Like I got my shipment. I was like, man, I'm ready to drop ship this right here.
Yeah.
And this shit like every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real.
So what's up, babe? What you trying to do with that?
I mean, I gotta work out the shipping kinks, and I'm gonna bring it back online, and I'm gonna work it out, and I'm gonna get it back out there probably. You know, I hope by the new year, by January, it'll be back together. Just gotta work out a few things as far as, you know, making sure that, you know, that it can get out to the people the way I want it to be out to the people, and they can get it the next day and everything, and just be right. You know, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to when I gotta put my name on a product and stamp it. I want to make sure it's correct and it's done right, and I want to make sure that, you know, and I'm also big on I want the prices to be right. I want it to be fair. I want it to be so people can get it. So I want them to enjoy the juices at the same time drinking it for their health. But I also want them to be able not to. I don't want to break people. You know what I'm saying? I want to also be fair about my product. You know what I'm saying? And so I just got to work out a few things. That's all. But in 3 months I'll be ready. I'll be ready in 3 months.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, even if it start out regional, you know, we only shipping right here for right now. But, you know, I'm saying I'll put in a study like you ship to New York, you know what I mean? But, you know, if you just ship in Georgia, like I get it. But they got to be out there, you know what I mean? Because people that come to your class, you know, if they come to your class and they, you know, you got the juice there, you got, like, you have a whole body experience right there.
Right,
so,
right.
Why not have it there? Like it's a great product, and it was just banging. So I was like, yo, if you go to a Pilates class, you know, you're doing yoga, whatever, and you got that there, you know, it's all good.
Yeah.
That's how you know we got to, like you said, got to train. We got to reprogram our whole frame of thinking. You know, just the way we consume and everything, and you know, I don't know. They coming at us. They ain't just coming at black people now. Like, they're coming at the human population.
They coming at that. Yeah, it's not. That's you know. Now everybody else gets this
because we don't have the same resources, you know. But
it's
true.
But
it's
they coming at it. They coming at the population. It's just that we've been under attack so long that we understand, and the rest of the population is just starting to catch on now. Like, oh shit,
they just catching on that, you know,
like,
they
don't really give a fuck about none of us. Like, you know, so it's like, oh, but yeah, now you like, okay, well, welcome to how it feels to be black. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like,
your water in Flint, Michigan is horrible. Like, okay, now imagine coming up in the city where, you know, where our water was coming out brown and we just ran it for 5 minutes until that shit disappeared. Not understanding that the shit is rusty ass pipes, you know, and corroded, and, you know, or drinking out the Johnny pump. Like, who does that anymore? Like, you know, I'm like, yo, think about the.
We was doing that shit. We was doing that shit as young kids, playing at the Johnny pump and drinking that shit and drinking water.
I'm like, wow,
and all that shit. You'd be like,
all that shit. Now I think about, like, you know, I think our bodies have built up this immunity to a lot of shit because we took in so much coming up. You know, like, our generation is actually the strongest that's out here because we done been through all of that shit already. You know,
mentally and physically.
Mentally and physically. So, you know, only thing that we got to do is now going forward is take care of our mental. You know, the physical, you know, pay attention to your body. You know, because I know me personally, my body lets me know it just certain shit don't agree no more. Like, I used to love onions. Now if I take onions, I'm going to the bathroom. It's just that simple because shit is real. Like, your body, it lets you know. Like, natural detox, you know, like, so, like, the detox part, oh, man, like, it was, I'm glad that you came on because there are hundreds of thousands of people that need to hear this from real people. You know, like, somebody that actually is in the business and doing it. They're not faking it. Like, you know, Steve and Dr. Phil and all these different people that, you know, claiming they this and that. Like, no, this is a real business person. This is what they do. They love it. They have a passion. They care about people. You know, it's not a numbers game. It's quality. You know? So
before we get out of here, let the people know where they can, your IG, your Facebook, how they can find you if they want to get in contact for consultation and things like that.
So the best way probably is to go through Instagram, because on Instagram you can just hit my website and it'll take you right to the website. I'm on Instagram, Z Life Wellness. Just Z Life Wellness, real simple.
Okay.
The website is zlifehealth.wix.com/wellness, and that's why I say just go to Instagram, and you could find my website right from there. And then on the website, it's going to give you all information about my different programs. It will be under my services. And then again, like I do offer detox therapies. I also have self-lab testing information. If you work with me, I do recommend functional medicine lab testing, which is different from conventional lab testing. The reference ranges are more narrow, and is not based on sick people. Conventional lab testing is based on people who are not healthy, and so you don't want to match your ranges up to sick people ranges. You want an optimum level, and that's what functional lab testing is, and so I do offer that. I also have a supplement website that is professional grade, pharmaceutical grade. All supplements are not created equally. A lot of them have fillers in them, and so the supplements that I use come from a professional grade website called Wellevate, and I do have a link on the website for that, and that's pretty much about it. I think that if you guys invite me back, I probably will go into more detail about detoxification, just in general, because I think that a lot of people think that detoxing is just focusing on the gut and the colon, and you got to be homebound and you're going to be going to the bathroom, but that's a colon cleanse, and that's different from a functional detox, which focuses on all the major organs in the body that's responsible for ridding the body of toxins. And when you do a detox with me, I give you the tools to be able to open up those detoxification pathways to help your body get back on track with, just rebalancing your whole system. And so it's a big difference from just taking some supplements and, and just, or even juicing, that it's just not enough anymore, So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. This was my first time, being on a live show. I've been ducking this for so long, but I really appreciate it. This was a great conversation, and whenever y'all want to have me back, it's nothing, So
No
I
doubt,
appreciate
no
it.
doubt. It's been this year's been a lot of firsts for a lot of people so far, huh? See, we get here. So I mean, yeah, that's what we about, man. We just really trying to, show people that it's just, you can be, a regular, you can just be an everyday person with dreams and pursuing them, and being and going after your success, and you don't have to be this celebrity like they show every day in front of you. That you can inspire people just through being who you are and going after your dreams. So we say that, Grumpy Man again, another job done. What do you say, C?
Yo, the Grumpy Man, that's what we do. You explained it best. We interview, everyday person that's out here actually making the changes. And the ladies are coming on here. We got some powerful women coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No knock on the fellas, but, the ladies, they doing it. For real.
So, yeah, no doubt. So,
but, the Grumpy Man, with smiles on our face right now, but we still grumpy out here. People got to know that. We about the people. We about doing the right thing. But we out of here, for real.
Thank you. Thank you for peace.